Okay, hi, year 7. Welcome back to Computing with Mr. Ali. We have some good news today. We have some brilliant stuff to cover. Let's see, we've got a list here. We've got flowcharts. We have if-else statements. We have Boolean statements. And we've got some cool code we're going to use to control the robot to do some really seriously real-world things to help the robot start to think for himself and make decisions. It's brilliant. But firstly, I'm broadcasting today from one of my favorite cafes in Paris. One of these days, I hope you'll be able to come and see that. When lockdown ends, hop across the channel, bring the parents along. This is a really nice place. So without further ado, let's hop over here. Firstly, I'm going to show you some things I taught the year 9s as part of their GCSEs on Monday. So let's have a look at what we have. And here we are, writing algorithms. And now, as you know already, an algorithm is a series of steps to solve a problem or carry out a task. Now, this is what we're programming our robot to do. It wants to do a series of steps to accomplish something. And there's two common tools to help plan and write down the steps in the algorithm. The second one's pseudocode. We're not going to cover that. We've kind of touched on it. We'll get into depth in that in year 8. But the other one is flowcharts. We covered that when we talked about the smoothie algorithm back in the day, about the second or third lesson we had in class time. Now, here are some flowchart symbols that are in there. Okay, here we have a diagram of a flowchart. Here we see there are some standard shapes that always appear on a flowchart. First is your start and your end are always in ovals. You have the parallelograms, which are assignment, and there's the diamond here, which is a decision point. This works on something called a Boolean decision point, which something's true or false, it's yes or no. So is the answer yes, go back and do something. Is the answer no, go ahead in this case. We're going to use something similar to that called an if-else statement. And we're going to cover this with our robot today. We're going to continue with our repeats and the sequencing, but we're going to use if-else statements to say, if this is true, continue to do something or do something else. Else, do a third thing. Okay? We got that? So let's come over back to our, just show you how that works. On the Wikipedia, if the Boolean condition is true, then do a thing. Else, the alternative, do another thing. Pretty much that's it. And then at the end, end the if. In our case, with RoboMind Academy, we'll have a break. Other programming languages use other things. So here's your example. If the stock equals 0 on your e-commerce site, send a message, order new stock. Else, the stock doesn't equal 0. We have stock. Send a message, there is stock in the if. Pretty straightforward, wouldn't you say? Well, let's look at how we're going to do that with our code. So come over here, back to RoboMind Academy. I want you to come here to the basics course. Start with the basics course. You should have finished the factories. I want you to come down here to the navigation. Now, I'm going to be quick today. We're going to break this into 2 videos this week. So firstly, we're going to do the simple bits. Then the second video, we're going to look at some slightly more complicated code. We're going to become complex with our if-else statements. And we're going to cover something called nested if-else statements. That'll be next time. But firstly, let's look at navigating. Start here, go through this because it's very interesting. You've got the port in Rotterdam that uses robots. You've got the flower auctions in Amsterdam where the flowers all come in. You've got automatic tracking and distribution centers. And the robot to Mars. Now, if we send a robot to Mars, how is he going to know what to do? Or she might be a female robot. Who knows? How is our robot going to know what to do? It has to be able to make decisions on its own because Mars is, if I understand correctly, about 8 minutes away to send commands to. And then it's got to send a command back, make a decision, change, send a command. So it could be 18, 24, 30 minutes. That could become tedious. It's so much better if we can have a robot make decisions. We don't know what the environment's going to be like. The robot has to observe and then decide what he is going to do next. So he can, is the square free? He's going to go until he hits the wall. Yes, move forward 1 step. Else, end. There's our if-else statement in a oneer. I'm going to ask you to go through these and look for our first program, find the safe spots and the beacons, and to go collect our beacon. So here you'll see I've created a bit of code, and if I run it, the robot's going to come up the wall and observe the wall until he finds the left spot that has a white dot painted on it. It's going to look, it's going to look, it's going to look, still seeing wall, it's going to look, still seeing wall, one more time, oh, there's a spot, I'm going to turn, go forward 1. Hooray! That's what he wants to do. Okay, now, if I pull back here, so now if I pull back here and I show you how my code looks, it's repeating the if statement. If the left is white, go left, go forward, and there's a statement missing. There's one thing more the robot needs to do there. Your first challenge is to insert one bit of code, make it work correctly, get the big check mark to come up, have him spin around, do a happy dance, and then screenshot that and send it to me. Else, go forward. So if the left is white, here, he turns left and he comes in. Else, he needs to go forward and go back and look for, is the left white? No, go forward. Is the left white? No, go forward. If the left white, yes, turn left, go forward 1, and do one more command. So, what your challenge is to find out what that last command is, make that work, screenshot it, and then we're going to come back here to, let's see, if I fade back, would go to the next challenge, where it's the same thing, you just have to go a longer distance. So here's what it should look like if it runs. Your challenges are to make these work. Get to the end, the robot should go forward 1, look left, go forward 1, look left. If it's still a wall, keep going forward 1, look left. When he sees the spot, look left, turn, go forwards, and there's one command missing. Insert that command, screen grab it, send it to me. That's your challenge for this week. This is the second and the third instance on here. If you can go farther, I'll be impressed. Send me that, and there may be some golden tickets. We had 3 golden tickets last week. We had some good stuff. I hope to see some more this week. I'm happy to give them out, and I look forward to hearing from you. Thanks a lot. There'll be a second video coming up next week with our next steps in If Else Repeats.
You've been listening to the Mr. Ali Show. Tune in every week during term time for fun lessons in computing with Mr. Ali.